Hello there everyone, it is TRJ again. Welcome back to the Football Manager 2022 beta. Today it is time for part 7 of the Burnley playthrough in Season 1 and probably the penultimate episode of the season. And that's really because I think we're safe now. The objective was us to be safe. We've reached that magical 40-point mark. I'm surprised. I thought that we'd really struggle this year, but no, we've done pretty well. And it's been quite a while since I've been last with you all. The last time you saw me, of course, was for these two games with Southampton and Watford. We were a bit in the doldrums, then absolutely went and battered Watford, but then equally went and got battered ourselves. I said it would happen at some stage, that we'd get beat by a big team comprehensively, and my God, we did. But, ignoring the results for these next 3 matches, if I'd have gone into Everton, Tottenham and Chelsea and said I'd have got 7 points, I'd have bitten your hand off. Everton aren't playing too well, to be brutally honest. They are down, not necessarily in that relegation scrap, but they are in 14th. They're not exactly clear of relegation. And to be brutally honest, at home, we played them off the park. We beat them 3-1. You'll see our new striker came in and scored 2. We'll talk about him in just a second. But yeah, we did have a bit of help, of course, by Luca Dean being sent off. But we were already 2-1 up. Aaron Connolly scored his second of the game to make it 3-1. So great stuff there. We got a draw away from home at Tottenham. We were winning at one stage, which I thought, God, we've went and beat Everton. We're going to go and beat Spurs. Heung-min Son got a late goal 68 minutes in, but I'd definitely take a point away from home. And then this was the surprise result of the season. It really was. We went and beat Chelsea 3-0. Just a very strange football match. Chelsea just seemed out of sorts. That's the only way I could describe it. You can see that stats-wise, they should have won the match. And if I was the Chelsea manager, I'd be saying, oh, well, we've been FM'd. Guess one comment you could make is that Chelsea have set up very defensively there. I mean, Pulisic is a right wing back. I don't think I've ever seen that, but there you go. But yeah, we scored 2 goals within the space of 2 minutes, and I think that Chelsea were just shell-shocked. We took our chances and walked away with a 3-0 victory. And then bizarrely, in the matches you think we would do well in, albeit both of these away from home, it's not gone as well. We got a draw against Norwich, which, you know, they are fighting for survival. I'd take a point, certainly given what happened in the last games. Then we had a hard-fought match against Aston Villa. We were in the match, but Villa the better team, so they beat us 2-1. But then we returned today for a game against Leeds and Brentford. And the reason I've come back for these two is that our home record this season is very, very good. If you look, you know, we've gone and beat Chelsea, but before that, of course, we beat Arsenal at home. We've only lost in the league twice at home this year against Man United and Tottenham, which for a club like Burnley isn't a bad thing at all. You can see our away record isn't so good. If you look, I mean, our last victory away from home was actually the start of December, so it's almost like contrasting fortunes, I suppose you could say there. But these 2 matches are a real chance. You know, we've pretty much survived now. We know that with 40 points. We've got a good cushion. There's 9 matches to go. There's, what, 27 points up for grabs? 9? Yeah. Just checking I haven't done any stupid maths there. So, Watford are 15 points away. You know, we need 4 wins to stay up, but, you know, it's not going to happen like that. If you look, though, above us, there's a real chance we could finish 7th this year if we go on and do well. I don't think we're going to get into Europe, which I don't think we would want to do with a club like Burnley. There are a lot of players to go out at the end of the year. And talking about transfers, we'll talk about them now. We talked, the last thing really in the last episode was that James Tarkowski has gone to Newcastle for 10 million. We were in negotiations to bring somebody in at that time, and we've brought in Chris Mepham from Bournemouth, who I think has been a really good replacement. His average rating isn't brilliant, but, you know, he's a bit of an unsung hero, I suppose you could say. He's only played 4 times for us so far. He came in and had a little bit of a niggle, but has been ever present after that with Ben Mee at the back. Good player, and I think, if anything, he's a bit of an upgrade on Tarkowski, and of course he's a younger player as well. So a bonus, and we've gained 4 million from it. And then I said we needed a forward. We needed someone who's going to score goals, and Aaron Connolly has been doing that so far. He's played 5 times for us, scored 3 goals, including that double, of course, at Chelsea. Was it Chelsea? No, it was at Everton he scored a double. But he's playing really well for us at the moment. He's a real threat for us. Again, he's only played 5 games, so to say that, you know, he's only scored 3 goals is... It's good. He's playing well at the moment, and unfortunately, one player that isn't playing too well, who really starred for us at the start of the season, is Chris Wood. Yeah, he seems to have been on a bit of a poor run of form. If you look at the distribution of the goals scored recently, you'll see he scored against Tottenham, then he scored against Chelsea. He's going to disprove my point now, but all the way before that, I can't see him in the goal scoring charts till Brighton, then Villa. So, although he started to score some really good headed goals at the start of the year, he's not the man we need for a 50 or 20 goal a season striker, at least on the evidence I've seen. But Aaron Connolly seems like a real threat. I think he's played in all of these 5 matches in some part and has scored in 2 of them. So I'll take that, plus the fact we've been scoring with other players too. And hopefully he can go score for us against Leeds today. But I think that's all the chat that's needed to be done. Apart from the fact that Nick Pope is injured. Great, isn't it? Luckily, I think he's only out for this game because we've got 2 weeks off after this one. There aren't many matches being played this weekend purely because it's a FA Cup weekend, which the likes of Liverpool, I think Wolves are taking part in as well. But then some clubs have got the week off because they're taking part in the FA Cup, etc. So only 4 matches this weekend. Started with Arsenal beating Man United by 4-1. Wowzers. So today we start with Wayne Hennessey in the net for his first match of the season, and probably only match of the season, and maybe his last for Burnley. He has got a contract until next year, but if I've got anything to do with it, I think he'll go in the summer. He's hemorrhaging a lot of money, $25,000 a week. Not really, I don't think he's going to be good enough. And we have got a goalkeeper out on loan at Sheffield Wednesday, who's not doing a bad job. So he might come in there. We've got Matt Loughton at right back with Chris Mepham and Ben Mee playing at centre-backs. You can see we haven't conceded many goals recently, and I think that's courtesy of these two doing a solid job at the back. Charlie Taylor starts at left back. Then we've got Brownhill, Cork, Westwood and Goodmanson in the midfield. Dwight McNeil's out as well, so we're having to rest him. And I've taken a step, because Chris Wood's not playing very well, to play Ashley Barnes as a pressing forward and then Aaron Connolly as an advanced forward. Leeds are always a funny side. You always know, well, in real life anyway, that you're going to get a good match against Leeds. But Bielsa's gone. He's gone to Tottenham. And it's Eddie Howe who's here now. So potentially it might be a little bit different. You know, it might be a little bit different to Bielsa's mentality. I don't know. We're in mixed form. You can see out the last 5 fixtures we've got 8 points, which, you know, considering our fixture list isn't too bad at all. If you look at Leeds, they've lost the last 2. They were beaten by Watford in the last match, so they are a side that look like they could be hemorrhaging goals a little bit, but they are attacking. So, you know, a bit of a contrast once again of the 2 styles. But I think Leeds are another side. They're only 3 points behind us. They're safe, really. So, without sounding too depressing, unless one of us can go and push on and get a European spot, it's really a grudge match, if you like. One for a bit of pride. But I think that the Burnley fans would rather be playing for this. That was a good block from Ben Mee there. Nearly scored an early goal, did Leeds. But I think the Burnley fans and the Leeds fans would rather be scrapping over, you know, the top 10, 11th, 12th, sort of mid-table and knowing they're surviving rather than being somewhere like West Ham. I mean, there could be a real shock this year. If you look at West Ham, Tottenham, Leicester, even Everton aren't exactly safe yet. The only thing that helps them out against Watford is Watford have got an absolutely woeful goal difference. -41. Jesus. Been quite a level game, though, here at Turf Moor so far. 50-50 in terms of possession. But it looks like Leeds have been the most threatening because Liam Cooper from that Rafinha free kick puts it into the back of the net. I've got a funny feeling about Leeds. I don't know what it is, but I never seem to play too well against Leeds. It might just be their style contrasts with mine. I'm not sure. We've had most of the possession. It's been, again, a little bit different to what we're usually used to. We've had the most possession, but we've not made much with it. It's usually we don't have much possession and make quite a lot with it, which I guess could be a bit of a concern. Because we're at home, we're going to go positive. We're going to try and chase the game and get something out of it. And because I've mentioned Aaron Connolly, he's not going to score in either of the games today, is he? What was that? Get your acts together and start playing football. I think that's fair enough. Get the full-backs to push forward slightly. Ashley Barnes, you can stay as you are. I think at the moment we're only 1 behind. We're not making a lot. Maybe a standard line of engagement, possibly. But apart from that, I think we just have to ride with it. We'll fire up the players, see what that does. It has cheered them up a little bit. Early corner, though. Relatively early corner in the second half. Hopefully we can get a goal back. Josh Brownhill into the area. And it's Aaron Connolly. Get in. Whew. My support is vindicated. Aaron Connolly, alright, it might have been a tap-in, but somebody's got to be there. Good corner from Josh Brownhill. This is a shocking camera angle, though, I have to say. There's nobody marking him. In fact, I don't know what the Leeds defence were doing at all there. Whether they thought he was offside or something, I don't know. But there was absolutely nobody marking him. And we've done exactly what we wanted to do early on in this second half. We've got back to a point apiece, which I don't think we can argue about. In terms of changes, we might be looking to bring Ashley Barnes off soon. He seems a little bit brassed off with something. Don't know why. But we're going to bring him off, I think, because he's not really doing anything for us. That's woeful, though, from Matt Loughton, who nearly gifts Rodrigo a perfect chance. Ashley Barnes is aggressive. Maybe want to bring him off. Matt Edvidge looks motivated, so that seems like a good reason to bring him on. Goodmanson looks a little bit tired, so we'll bring I was going to say Maxi Rodriguez on. Do you remember him for Liverpool? God. That's bringing back the years, isn't it? Really is. A player that's been a little bit disappointing this year, but I haven't given many chances to, is Maxwell Cornet. When he's played, he's not really done anything, unfortunately. 15 minutes to go. It feels like, well, looking at the XG, Leeds probably deserve the victory if anybody does. Looks like Aaron Connolly's got a little bit of a niggle, so we'll bring him off. Again, he's got his goal today. He's done okay. We'll bring Chris Wood on as a target forward. Try and float some early crosses into him just to... Is that wing? Yeah, it is cross more often from a winger, so that's absolutely fine. We'll go attack him. We'll chase the game. We'll encourage the lads. But if it ends in a draw, I think looking at the XG, we can be fairly pleased with that. And he'd said before the match these two were fairly equal sides. So to get a draw out of that, again, we protect our unbeaten record at Turf Moor. It's not a perfect result, but it's not bad either. I think that it could have been worse. We could have easily gone and lost that game. Another point, though, to our portfolio. We've got another match against Brentford coming up next. Again, that'll be tricky, but if we can get something out of that, then maybe we've got potential. 2 changes then for the second match of this episode. Nick Pope is back. He's not entirely fit, but I think we need him. And then Matt Vidra comes in for Ashley Barnes up front. Ashley Barnes didn't have a good game against Leeds. And in fairness, Matt Vidra has got a bit of a habit of putting it in the back of the net. So, we've got Brentford today. Brentford are a good side. They're just above us in the league. But again, we're at home. I'm going to say there aren't too many great team talks here. Stick to the plan. Stay patient. It will be fine. You know, I don't know what they want me to say really apart from that. But yeah, only 2 changes for this match. Let's have a quick look at the Brentford team that's going to take us on today. Not that I know a lot of the Brentford players, but they're in good form. They've won 4 out of the last 5 matches. One of the sides, I think, that were in FA Cup action last time out. And by that record, it suggests they won. So, you know, if they can go and win the FA Cup or something, that would be a ridiculously good start to the season for Brentford. It's now suggesting that 7th place get European football, which I think depends on who wins the FA Cup. Never been exactly too sure on that, but it usually tends to be the top 7 get European football, with 7th getting the Europa Conference League. And if that's something we can get, then awesome. But, you know, on the other hand, have we got a squad that's good enough to compete in that Europa Conference League? I don't know. I mean, when I was managing an FM21 with Crystal Palace, just as a save by myself, I got to the Europa Conference League. We've got a pretty good squad, though. We've got a much better squad than we got here at Burnley, and it took us 3 years to get to the Conference League. But we got to the final of the Conference League, and we only lost to Leipzig on penalties. So what I'm saying is I don't think the level of opponent in the Conference League would be too much of a problem. I just think that the schedules would be a bit of a risk, given if you look, you know, again, we had a good start to the season. I said at the time that was really important. It's going to be one of those matches where there's absolutely nothing going on, isn't there? Brilliant. I think we're going to change our mentality a little bit here then. Go for supportive wingers, but supported fullbacks. Again, just try and push them up the field a little bit. There's nothing wrong with doing a bit of experimenting. Again, try and hit early crosses. See if we can get our players onto them. But it's that horrible feeling now with 7 matches to go that we haven't got a lot to play for. After this, there's only 21 points up for grabs. We're 17 in front of Watford. We're safe, is the basic message here. So it would be nice to go for, you know, some continental football. Again, at the same time, it's a bit of a risk. We have got a chance, though, here. Matt Edridge shoots. It's quite a tame shot, though, and the goalkeeper, Fernandez, gets straight to that one. But some news I am going to share with you, I'm going to be completely honest about this, is that tomorrow's episode, so obviously we do videos 4 times a week, tomorrow's video will be the finale. It'll be 2 matches, the last 2 matches of the season. We'll go through, that's terrible. We'll go through, you know, the end of season review, etc. But that'll be it. That'll be the finale of the Burnley career mode, and probably the finale of I can't promise anything, but probably the finale of content I'll do on FM22. I've got a more overblown channel update to do at some point, but yeah, I've just not been with YouTube for a couple of months, and I thought FM22 would be nice to come back for. And don't get me wrong, I've enjoyed it, but, you know, life's changed, and I think that on the balance of my life now, FM's better to play by myself. But, you know, there are plenty of good FM22 content creators out there. There really are. You've got the big guys, of course. You know, there's people like my good friend Michael Echoes, who's doing a good Villa save at the moment. There's Captain Goodspeed, who's doing a Newcastle save, and I think he's doing a Championship to Champions League series. That'll be good. But there are plenty of guys about, is my point. So, you know, thank you for your support on this. I really do appreciate it. But don't think it's just me. That was the plan all along. You know, I wanted to come back, see how it went, see how I felt. I've been out of it for a couple of months, but it's like everything, you know. Yeah, absence sometimes makes the heart grow fonder. Sometimes you, again, don't. But I'm going to be blunt, but don't take it the wrong way. You're not too bothered. But I've really enjoyed this season with Burnley. I hope you have as well. And it seems like a bit of an early end, unfortunately, because we've pretty much achieved what we wanted to do. I thought it'd be a lot harder than that. Whether that's a real boost, and you know where you well, I don't know. Don't know what I was saying there, but yeah, whether it's just something that suggests that I'm a good manager and we've got Burnley to the top half, or whether the bait is too easy. Make your own mind up. But it looks like we've kept Burnley up. We've got another episode to come tomorrow. This match against Brentford has been pretty mundane. They've been the better side, and we're going to lose, it looks like, that home record. But you know what? We're going to fight for it. We're going to fight for that home record. We're going to push up, try and get a goal. A point out of this would be great. Counter press. Who can we bring on? So we've got two substitutes. We'll bring Chris Wood on for Matt Edvidra, and we'll also bring on... We'll bring Bellegarde on for Josh Brownhill. Looks a little bit tired. Bellegarde's best position, actually, is that wing position. But unfortunately, we don't usually play with attacking midfielders. So that's why Bellegarde's maybe not been in the team as much as you might expect. We're making a lot of changes here. Sweeper, keeper, attack. Let's berate the players, see what we get out of them. Very attacking, why not? Let's go for it. The only thing we can do is lose another goal. But, you know, if we get a point out of this, it might just be crucial come the end of the season for deciding positions. Rico Henry, though, shoots. And I think that, unfortunately, is it. And Brentford are going to beat us 2-0 today. Shame. Bit of a shame about that one. But, you know, nevertheless, we've done what we wanted to. A bit of a strange episode today. Not exactly the whole YouTube algorithm episode. But we've done our job. Unfortunately, you can't show every game, and really some of the games that we weren't good enough. Some of the games that ultimately confirmed our survival were the likes of the Chelsea match. But you can't show every game. It's tough. You can't show every game of the season. But that was a poor match against Brentford, to be honest. We looked a little bit lacklustre. And it seems we are diverting almost into that holiday mode already. But again, we are safe, so, you know, it's one of those things. So we'll be back then at the end of the season for the last two matches, Arsenal and Leicester. It's going to be tough, but we'll see how we get on. If we do all of a sudden start to get a good run of form, maybe start going for Europe, then we'll do another episode. But I think that we look like we're going to be solid mid-table. We might drop a couple of positions to clubs like Everton, who really should be in a better position as they are. But to be where we are at the moment is a pretty good achievement. So if you've enjoyed that, make sure to leave a thumbs up down below. Comment your thoughts as well. And, of course, it's the finale tomorrow. I would ask you to subscribe, but, you know, if you want to, fair enough. But there's probably only one video to come. But I'll see you all tomorrow, nevertheless, for that finale. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.